Hello everyone, welcome back to my main channel. Now today I wanted to talk about 24 things that I want to drill into your brain. Now I don't have a drill, but I have a spatula or whatever this is. The number one thing I want you to know is that you are 100% responsible for all of the decisions you make, all of the choices you make, and ultimately, you're responsible for your life and no one is going to come and save you. You cannot always rely on mummy and daddy to come and save you. The sooner you're able to stop relying on others and start relying on yourself, and also having the courage to make mistakes and make your own choices, that is when you're going to start leading a better life. I've moved countries so many different times. I lived in multiple different cities and I'm only 23. I'm pretty successful. Why is that? It's because I always betted on myself. And I never ever relied on anyone else. I always had a very strong will. I knew where exactly I wanted to go in life, and I just had tunnel vision. I did not let anybody stop me, and I just went for it. I suppose that can be number two. You need to have some type of purpose. If you don't have a purpose guiding your life, it's going to be very difficult to achieve things. Also, I read this book. I forgot what it's called, to be honest, but yeah, the whole book is about how people who don't have a purpose in life, not only are they more miserable, but they die earlier. Yeah, they get diseases, cancers, but they die earlier because they're just at a higher risk of mortality, simply put. So you need to have a purpose in your life. Your purpose is constantly changing. Nobody knows what they want to be all the time or what they want to do. I mean, for me, I used to be the type of person, like very type A. I had everything written out throughout the year, somewhere this year we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to achieve this goal. Sometimes it wouldn't happen because I would put so much pressure on myself. Last year was really the year everything unlocked for me and everything started to happen. And it was when I decided to give up everything to like the universe, God, whatever, and just go with the flow. I knew I was making educated, right decisions though. And I was making movement, but to be honest, I didn't know where I was making movement. At least I was progressing, which can lead to also another point. You need to do 1% better every day. Here's an analogy. If you want to be a marathon runner, okay, you've never run a day in your life, you're not gonna like exit your house and go run 40 kilometers because you're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna build up every single day, just run a little bit more, right? Same with everything in life. You're learning a new language. Do 5 minutes extra practice today. Learn 1 extra word than the day before. Fitness, do 1 extra rep than the day before. Little bit by little bit. You just need to build up momentum, okay? Before we continue, I'd like to give a thanks to our sponsor today, Keen. I've talked about Keen many times. They connect you to talented psychics and tarot readers and astrologers who have unique gifts to help you navigate your life and get answers for whatever you want. Here I get my birth chart done by a reader on there, the same reader actually, and it just helps me like navigate my life almost. So for example, in February, they're like, you need to chill. A tarot reader helped me blow up on YouTube as well because they were like, for example, I think I blew up in July and they said, July, you need to grind, especially the end of the month. So I remember I wouldn't want to post a video and then I'm like, okay, tarot, they said I have to grind. So I would force myself to do it. And then that month was the month I blew up. It's really easy to get a reading on Keen. All you need to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from hundreds of readers who are immediately available to help you. They can give you guidance on like if you want to help navigate your life, you've got a problem, career, you want to talk to a dead or alive pet, is your ex cheating on you, and then you can choose whatever reader you connect with best and either call them or message them. And as a new customer of Keen, you can get your first 5-minute reading for only $1. So go to Keen and get your reading right here. Try keen.com/Simone2 or click the link in my description to connect to a Keen advisor right now. Life is a series of trade-offs, okay? Everything is a trade-off. So it's as simple as if I eat this piece of candy right now, I'm not going to be hungry to eat this banana because I just ate a piece of candy and I'm full. Or something bigger, because I'm taking this job offer, I'm not going to be able to go and, I don't know, travel to this country or attend my friend's wedding in January because I can't get leave then. There's a trade-off for every single thing. So that's why you need to start trusting yourself to make these educated and informed decisions about your life. Now, a little piece of advice from me to you. I do not think there is any wrong choice. We do not make wrong choices in life. You know why? Because I think everything is divine and everything happens the way it is meant to happen. You will only ever make a bad decision if you do not learn from it, okay? You make a mistake, you don't learn from it, you're inevitably going to repeat it. If you made a mistake and you learn from it, that mistake could have probably saved you from making an even greater mistake in the future. So perhaps you didn't make a bad choice to even begin with. You just saved yourself a lot of pain in the future. It is all perception, which can lead to another point. You need to fix your mindset. Your life can be really, really good, but you have the worst mindset ever and everything is dull and grey and black and white and everything is going wrong and the world hates you. Because ultimately, how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive the world is going to reflect back to us. My friend recently, she was telling me, Simone, I feel like I'm really useless and dumb, and she's objectively not, okay? I think of her very, very highly, and she said to me, because I've been thinking of this recently, I started to see other people think of me that way. For example, her sister or her mom can make a tiny little comment where they're not really taking a jab at her, but because of her current self-perception, she sees what they're saying as conforming to her self-concept, her negative self-concept. So you really need to fix how you see the world. You can cry and complain about how unfair and bad the world is. It doesn't make a difference, you know, it really doesn't matter. And in a couple of days, if not, it's already up, I'm releasing a video on my second channel about how to be a better person in the world, small things you can do. And it's basically this realization I had where a lot of the time we feel guilty for privilege or for certain things we have that others don't, and we dwell on this guilt because it makes us feel like we're a better person. Because at least if we have this guilt, oh, and Sally doesn't have that guilt of her privilege, well, I must be doing really well. But if you're doing nothing with it, are you really that good of a person? Also, you know, be the change you want to see in the world. That's just a realization I had, and yeah, that'll be on the second channel soon. Yeah, you need to learn to believe the truth about things. It's kind of like stop sugarcoating things. For example, girls, we're very guilty of this. We'll say to our friend, oh, like, he didn't reply to me, he ghosted me, and then he comes back in 5 months and your friend will say, oh my god, girl, he's like always thinking of you, you've always been on his mind, he just finally decided to come back. That man doesn't care about you. You're an option. You're literally an option. That's why he came back. Harsh truth. It is not your job to keep someone interested, A. B, if someone doesn't see your worth, it doesn't matter. It's not a reflection of yourself. Because here's an analogy I will give you, and we talked about this in Triple S this month because it was dating month, but in Gilmore Girls, Rory got given a Birkin bag by her boyfriend Logan, who's very rich. And when she got this bag, she was just like, oh, a bag. Like, she didn't care. She didn't know she was holding like an $80,000 Birkin. She was throwing it around. Now, Logan said to her, Rory, this is a Birkin. She didn't care. Didn't make a difference to her because she doesn't care about Birkins. She doesn't know the worth. It's just like for me, I really don't care about cars much. If you gave me a Porsche right now, I don't care. I would like treat it like a Toyota, not gonna lie. I have a lot of designer bags, but I actually don't take care of them because I don't care about it. It's just not one of my values. One of my best friends, Kathleen, she collects these designer bags. She treats them really well, but I don't because I don't value them. But you see, there's someone else in the world like Kathleen who does value it. So you can go on a date and the guy's treating you like total trash, or like you're in a relationship and your partner is not valuing you, but he doesn't see that value basically, and there is someone else who will. You are just a Birkin bag with the wrong person. You're a Birkin bag with Rory Gilmore, you know, when you should be with Lily Vanderwoodson. You cannot succeed without failure, and we talked about this in my How to Be Successful video. Do you know how many times I have failed in my life? Now, I talked about it in the video, but I really got a head start on failure because I started in, you know, the biz world, the startup world, when I was 15. I like to say 15, but technically I was doing my own businesses since I was literally 9 years old. Like, that's just how my parents raised me. And I was like failing. And I loved to fail because as a child, I would read these business books my mom gave me, and they would always say, you know, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And I had that drilled into me because I was a child. There was nothing seen as like good or bad. I just took failure as like, oh, the more I fail, the closer I am going to get to succeed. So that's why I failed so many times by the time I was like 19, that when I was 19, I was already pretty successful. So I had a marketing group once. I took about 100 people from my audience and I literally coached them on how to become good marketers. This group is closed, by the way. If you want anything similar to it, you can apply to Triple S Society. But out of the 100 people I coached, 95 of them dropped out by the end of the month. They gave up because they didn't get a single sale, while there are others who persisted and persisted and persisted and persisted, and then they finally made it. Because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And I always say that. I don't know why people can't get this into their head. They think, oh my God, I'm gonna start this business, I'm gonna be rich. Like, sweetheart, if it was that easy, don't you think everyone would be rich? Like, get that through your head and stop being so soft. Not all advice is good advice. Now, I wanted to put this in here because I've been noticing there are so many self-help YouTubers coming around suddenly. And look, I've been in the self-help space on YouTube since around 2019, and yeah, since then there's been a huge emergence of just like people sitting in their room talking Now, I actually don't watch other YouTubers, and I've said this before, but some of my audience members, they've sent me videos going like, what do you think of this person, or what do you think of this video? And here's my answer. There are some good creators, okay? And the creators I like, look, I'm not gonna name names, but these people, they talk based on their own life experience, as I do also. But I will say the vast majority of these creators, they're simply hopping onto a self-help trend to capitalize on views. And I can tell that they're just regurgitating information that I say or someone else says, and they're not making a lot of sense. If I were not a creator and I were a viewer, what I would do is I would pick 3 YouTubers I look up to based on the fact that I admire them as a person, I resonate with their values, and they are aspirational. They live a life I want to live, or they are doing things I want to do, and I would only follow their advice. I would not blindly follow someone when I don't know what they're doing with their life. It doesn't make any sense. This is why all of my videos, I don't go and look for inspiration on YouTube. I think about what is going on in my own life. What have I learned that I can tell to my audience? And I always have something to tell you, because one of my purposes in the world is to go through things so that I can then help you. Like, genuinely, that's written in my birth chart. Okay, next. Things are always scarier than they seem. You just need to take the first step. That simple. Just take the first step. Happiness is your personal responsibility. Going back to point 1, no one will come to save you. But also, if you're lying in bed, you're doing nothing to help your mental health, you're not going out there and making friends or doing things which are beneficial to you, of course you're going to be miserable. I mean, when I moved here, it's so difficult. Of course, I'm moving country. Do you know what I've been doing the past week? I've been out like twice. I've been lying in bed every day. I did not want to film today. I was like so miserable for no reason, but I knew I was miserable because of the fact I haven't left my apartment. So I got dressed, I got ready, and now I'm filming this video, and I feel a lot better and a lot more productive. So you need to take things into your own hands. If you find yourself egging on your sadness by listening to sad music, is that really like beneficial for you? Is that really optimal? Think about it. Next, sometimes you do need to be fake and give in to social norms. I've talked about this in videos, but yeah, you need to have selective fakeness. For example, if you're in a job interview, you're gonna have to suck up to the job interviewer. You might have to warp your persona to be someone you're not. Play a character. And that can lead into people say like, oh, I don't need to change myself, the world has to accept me as I am. I agree with that to some extent, because I always say, I don't really care what people think of me. However, if I'm objectively in the wrong, and my friends and the people close to me, they say, Simone, you've like developed this characteristic which is not good objectively, and you're doing things which are not good, then I can't say you need to accept me, because I'm actually doing harm to the people around me. The world should accept you up until a certain point, okay? But if lots of people are complaining about certain things you're doing, well, honey, take some responsibility, take a step back, and evaluate that situation. And evaluate what you're doing. Lack of sleep. This is me whipping you, because I talk about this in every freaking video, and you guys still comment, I'm watching this video at 5 AM. Like, dude, I have been talking about sleep ever since I wrote my research paper on it back in like 2020, because psychology grad. Okay, if you're depressed, you got memory issues, you got health issues, a lot of it can be linked to the fact you're not sleeping properly. You need to get 8 hours minimum per night, okay? And as you get older, you need less sleep. So if you're in your 50s, you need like 6 hours. Your actions define you, not your intentions. This can go back to the other point where we were talking about how a lot of people, we like to really sink into our guilt because it makes us feel like we're a better person, simply because we feel guilty about that, because we're like, oh, I guess I have a conscience. It doesn't matter. Like, what are your actions? What are you gonna do now? You can't change people. People will change of their own volition and when they want to. You will not always get closure. And in fact, I talked about this in my How to Get Over an Ex video on the second channel. I think closure is such a lie, because what happens is you break up. Oh, I'm gonna message him, get some closure. Hey, like, why did you do this to me? Why did you cheat on me? Why do you beat me up? He gives you an explanation. Cool, we go no contact. During that no contact, you're gonna start ruminating on his answer. Why did he actually say this? Now I need closure on what you said. And it's just a cycle, and you keep going on and on and on and on. If there's anything I learned through my very, very bad and painful breakup, it's that you will give yourself closure over time, but you need to remain in no contact. Your brain will figure things out, and also as your oxytocin, your dopamine levels out, returns to normal, stabilizes, and you know, the fog of the breakup and being in love, whatever, lifts, you will see everything very, very clearly. And yeah, you're not going to need someone else to give you that closure. You'll give it to yourself. Nobody's life is perfect. It's true. Nobody's life is perfect. I mean, I think, you know, the video I released a couple of weeks ago where I basically described everything that happened last year, you would have never known, like, based on my life and how I live, that was going on, that was happening. And guys, I actually did not even scratch the surface. There were things I just couldn't talk about which were way too personal. Like, as I said, you need to like fucking boss up and move on. This is my motto. Fuck it, we ball. That's my motto this year. And boss up, like, we move, okay? I'm not gonna dwell, I'm gonna move on. If you have uncertainty that somebody doesn't like you, or they're not romantically interested in you, they don't like you. Because if someone likes you, they're gonna make it known. Oh, he's just busy, he doesn't like you. If you want to get ahead, people skills and psychology are ultimately the most important thing you can learn. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today, and if you want to join Triple S Society, you can come apply right now, as we're taking new members for the next month. People are loving it, and we're seeing so much improvement and growth in our members. And next month is business month, and my partner Alex, Trillionaire CEO, is going to be coaching a lot of you next month and doing the courses. So look forward to that, and I will see you there.
Fear love, shout of thugs forever. Do stronger for you. Norman Rockwell. No high under, it's just me and you. I gotta miss you on my list. Venice bitch. Of the neighborhood kids. Some no bang kiss. You're in the yard, I like the fire, and as the summer fades away, nothing I can say. You right, I do, we make it work. You're beautiful and I'm insane. We're American made. Give me Hallmark, one dream under the one lover. Make me happy and blue. Norman Rockwell. No high under, I'll cover this right. It's just me and you. Oh God, miss you on my list. It's me, a little Venice bitch. On the street with the neighborhood kids. Signing off, they think you're in the yard. I like the fire as the summer fades away. Do you think we can say? You right, I do, we make it work. American made. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Signing off, bang kiss kids. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Signing off, bang kiss kiss. Oh God, miss you on my lips. Gives me a little kind of spit. On the street with the neighborhood kids. Signing off, bang kiss kiss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Signing off, bang kiss kiss. Yeah. You should probably come over. Hanging around on, you should probably coming over. Oh God, it's on my lips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. Touch me with your fingertips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. Back in the garden, we're getting high now because we're older. In the love of our diamonds, veterans and a clover. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, 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 whatever, everything, ever. Whoa, whoa, whatever. Me, myself, I like diamonds, veterans and a clover. Burn over, honey. Over and over, honey. over and over, honey. Over and over, honey. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love. If you were mine, I'd be jealous of your love.